Today in high school in the 70s, we are visiting with Kevin Reed. This is our special edition episode because, well, he's my dad.
Hi, I'm Kevin Reed. I went to Collegio High School. This is my yearbook. Strangely enough, I can't find my picture in it. There we are. Believe it or not, these are actually fashionable glasses in the 70s. We had a marching band, a concert band, and a jazz band, like most high schools. I preferred jazz band, mostly because we didn't have to deal with the band director. We were mostly self-directed at that point. There's his picture, which should say everything. Here's our jazz band. That's me, about 150 pounds ago. That's our marching band. Believe it or not, we had a whole 56 members in our marching band. It wasn't a big school. But in the Aloha Week Parade, we got first place in the marching band competition, despite being a quarter of the size of almost every other band there. This was way before airline flights were cheap enough so that people could go back and forth to Hawaii with the band. And back then it was really expensive to go to Hawaii. People in my yearbook. I go through the seniors. There's your Uncle Jim. You met him last summer.
I knew Uncle Jim. I met him before last summer. He really wasn't my uncle. He was my dad's roommate in college, but we just called him Uncle Jim.
Melvin Kwiatkowski. He died about 20 years later.
My dad had never mentioned him before.
It's funny, a lot of these people I barely remember. This one guy, David Nemiroff, I have a really fond memory of. He and your Uncle Jim and your Uncle Tim and I were going to go out and camp out on one of the islands off of Kailua. And David Nemiroff had a catamaran. He was going to take all of our camping gear out. So we got all of our stuff together, put it on the catamaran, and it was about ready to sink. It was so heavily laden. So he went out first by himself with all of our stuff. And Tim and Jim and I were standing on the beach waiting for him to come back. And then it got dark, and he couldn't make it past through the reef. So he turned back to the island, and he set up the tent and slept in the tent, and we were stuck on the beach all night long, freezing our butts off. There's your Uncle Tim.
Well, he looks young.
Well, everybody was at one point. Here are the juniors.
Is Mom in there?
Yeah, she must be in here somewhere. Yeah, there she is, right there. Hey, look, she even signed my yearbook.
What was it like knowing Mom in high school?
Well, your mom was a cheerleader and I was a band geek, so we didn't hang around much together. Mrs. Morinaka.
What did she teach?
She taught science. I had her for biology and human physiology.
Oh, is that the one where you killed the frogs for?
Yeah, I double-pithed the frogs for the dissection lab.
Double-pithed the frogs? What's that?
You hold them down, you put the knife in through the back of the skull, and you put it back and forth, and you kill the brain. And you flip the frog over, and you dissect it, and watch the heart beating and the lungs go.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, it was creepy. That was when people started complaining that we were being inhuman to the frogs. Actually, they weren't frogs, they were buffalo toads. In Hawaii, they have toads that grow about 10 to 12 inches in diameter, these giant things. And they're disgusting. They're all over the place.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't feel bad about killing any of them.
Well, we're out of time. Thanks, and see us next time on High School in the 70s.